How y'all doing? I was just working out a little bit. No, actually, today's episode of The Home Wrencher, we're going to be putting sway bar end links from Suspension Dudes on Project SS Calade. And while we're under there and got the wheels off, we're going to go ahead and clean up the calipers and rotors and drums and put a coat of caliper paint on them. Be right back. All right, so we're back. First thing I'm going to do is get this thing jacked up, get it in the air. Got my trusty assistant, Christopherson. Which one do you prefer? Tell everybody. Christopher. See, I was right. Christopher. This is Christopher. So we're going to jack this thing up, get a wheel off, and see where we need to go from here. But don't forget, first thing you got to do before starting any project, even safety, you got to have a beer. Got to have a beer. No, you cannot have one. 11 more years. Okay. All right, let's get it off the ground. Now, I don't feel like dying today because, unfortunately, I don't have any jack stands. So, we'll do one side at a time. That way, if it falls, the jack's still there. And when 911 dispatches the fire department, the ambulance, and the Humane Society, they can get me out of there a lot quicker. Yeah, guy went to Harmless Freight today and picked up one of these Bauer 20-volt lithium half-inch drive impact wrenches. I'm going to put it to the test, see how it works. A lot of people tell me they're pretty much just as good as Milwaukee for just a whole lot cheaper. Oh, wow. That's smooth. All right. We got one off. I'm going to use it as a bench. Oh, yeah. Oh, Merry Christmas. Yeah. Let me bring you guys in over here and let you look at this. This probably would mean why I'm going down the road and feel like I'm in a canoe. So let's check this out. You know, I think that might have been, I mean, maybe we can tighten it up a little bit. No, that ain't happening. Boy, I tell you what. Oh, I mean, how the hell does somebody let that, I mean, I don't, what is this? What in William Shatner's toupee is, I mean, oh, from the looks of it, I got bushings and other stuff I need to do on this thing too. Probably wouldn't hurt to go ahead and put some new ball joints and stuff in there too when we get a little time. Everything's pretty. Oh, hey buddy, what do you want? Yeah, I think I'm going to replace the bushings up here too, you know. But I mean, mother, father, sewing breeches. I mean, this is just really horrible. And you know, the cap, the factory cap in the bottom of that control arm is still there. I just pulled it out. That's how you get to the bottom of, holy schmucky. What? Holy shiitake mushrooms. Look at that, guys. That is crazy. And the whole thing is just, you go down the road and this thing feels like you're in a boat and you're just swaying. And sometimes I sing, the love boat. You know, it's just a feeling you get. What are you doing there, buddy? You going to help me out today? Yeah. Them pretty eyes might come in handy. All right, I'm going to set y'all guys back up over there, and we're going to get a 13 mil, and we're going to get a socket down under here and see if I can't get in there. I may have a problem, and I may just take a sawzall and chop it off there. Let's see what we get. Yeah, so the angle and the geometry, the way that sway bar end link is right now, the hole in the bottom of that A-arm, you really can't get nothing in there, put a socket on, without dropping the whole bushing cradle off the frame on both sides, and I'm not getting into all that. I got a sawzall. There's nothing really in the way that I'm going to mess up, so I'm just going to go ahead and with the sawzall get it out of the way, and I'll show you how to put these new end links on. All right, so let's see what we do. Another quality Bauer tool from Harmless Freight. I like their tools. A lot of people say, oh, they're garbage. I don't like it. Well, you know what? I'll go pay 10% of the price of a tool and use it until it falls apart and burns up. I got an extended warranty that I paid for a few extra dollars. And I take it up there with smoke coming out of it, maggots, ants running out of it, you know, whatever, because I leave my stuff all over the yard outside. I don't clean nothing up. My wife gets mad at me. She just throws my tools away. So I got to go buy new ones. So, you know, they know me by my name in there. Let's just say that. You know, but you go spend $500, $600, $700 on a tool, and I'll go spend $89, and I'll use it. And when it falls apart, I just take it up there and get a new one. No sweat off my brow. I mean, it is what it is. You guys got all the money. You got all these nice, high-paying jobs, and you can afford all these expensive tools. Go for it. I'm going to keep buying this stuff and use it until it breaks and go buy another one. Works the same. Now that thing's spinning, so I'm going to get me a pair of clippy-clappy clickers and lock it down real good. I don't know if I can say vice grip without getting copyright infringement from Derek. I don't know. Derek, nothing against you, buddy. I love you to death, but I need some vice grips. Okay, so we're back. And to get my hand protection, I don't know what to do with my hands. So let's get these snazzy Irwin vice gripolators on here. Get this thing clamped down so we can continue. Ha-cha! Oh, time out. Much better. Refueled. That went much quicker. Okay, so chopped it off right between the old bushings on there. And these things are just crispy critters, I tell you. They look like Dick Van Dyke's neck. I mean, look at that. They're just crispy and, you know. So we're going to get all this off of here. Maybe. Uh-oh. I need a, as my buddy Derek would call it, I need a Tanya Harding. But, you know, I think I'm going to call it something different because I don't want Derek getting mad at me. Hey, buddy, I need a Hulk smash. Find me one of those, please. Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to. I just want to have fun and do these videos and be myself, you know. I've been this goofy person that I am my whole life. And, you know, I'm not trying to be like anybody. I just want to have fun. There you go. You find me a good Hulk smasher later, didn't you? There we go. Now, this is a home Hulk smasher later, not the automotive flavor, but it'll still hit stuff and, you know, come here, let me show him. Christopher. No? Okay. Boy, that thing is stuck in the mud there. Bet you it's got a lot of rust in the middle there, you know. I need another pair of clampulators here and try to clampulate it a little bit, I guess. Well, I guess another thing I could do is beat on it for 6 days with a hammer and bend it in 3 places, bust my finger, and maybe hit my CV boot and bust it open so I can get all kind of crap up inside of there. And I got to replace that, and I can do a video on that for you guys. But I'm going to go get me a punch after I show you what I'm doing here, because I know you really can't see it. I don't want to get my camera down here and bust it up because I'm still filming with just my iPhone. Once I get a GoPro and I got a good housing for it where I'm not scared to drop it or just hit it with a baseball bat and let you get a flying view across the field with it, I'm just going to continue doing this. So here's the dilemma we got. This sleeve, which is this unit right here, it goes in between. I'm going to show you how these work. They're completely different than the OEM style, and they're much better because they're polyurethane. And a big shout out to my guys over at Suspension Dudes for making awesome parts. But I'm going to get something and squirt some Jimmy juice down in there and see if I can't work it back and forth and slide it off there. Be back in just a second. Alright, so got me some WD-40, and we're going to squirt a little bit that in that little collar. And then I found a punch. No, it's a cheap benchtop 3-inch, 1/4-inch drive extension that really ain't worth a damn in my book. So I'm going to use that to kind of smicky smack it a couple times and go ahead and drive it on out. Frogs are getting bad this season. Well, we kind of got it out, and then it guess we just gotta kind of work it back and forth a few times here. Yeah! I can see clearly now the shaft is gone. How's it go? I can eat hot pickles all damn day. Is that how it goes? How does it go? I don't know. Okay, so this is all out of the way, and make sure you remove all the old washer laters and crap like that. Now, I'm going to bring you guys down in here. I'm going to get my camera down over here and stick it in here in a way. That way you can actually physically watch what I'm doing as I'm doing it. I got a shy cameraman that don't want to hold it because he thinks he's going to shake too much and it'll look like we're in an earthquake, and don't want to scare none of y'all guys. So, okay, so we got that figured out. So what we're going to do now, we're going to take this booger here apart, and we're going to show you how it goes back together, and put it in there and get her tightened down. There is instructions that come with this, but this is one of your collar sleeves right here, this piece, and it goes in through the top on the actual sway bar side. As soon as it comes out of here, it's like the threads are longer than the Constitution. So we'll take that like that, and then this goes in there like so. Okay, and then you're going to have another bushing that goes on there like that. Okay, and then that collar that we've tried to pull off the other one is going to go in there, and so on and so forth. So we're going to work this out real quick and get this back together, and y'all can hang out and watch if you like. Well, how do you like that? That won't go up in that hole. Well, I'll be sitting sideways on an old lawnmower and chop my wiener right off. This washer is too big to go in that bottom orifice down there. Now, how am I going to get... I think I might have to do some modifications, guys. I think I might have to go to the shop and work down one of these washers. It won't go in the hole! No go in the hole, master. Yeah, I'm going to go to the shop and grind some of these down. I don't know how to do that because I'm parked in the way of everything, and I got the SS Calade up in the air. Well, I'll be back. Alright, so we went and got that washer ground down a little bit to get back up in there. And anyway, as I was showing you guys, you'll slide that black washer and one of these bushings. Make sure that the tall side, the top hat I like to call it, is facing upward. And that goes in from the bottom down here, like that, up. And then once you get it up here, you take another one of them red bushings, top hat side down, and another washer. And then this collar right here will slide down. Now, you want to push your bolt up through there just enough through the bottom to get another washer and one of these top hats on. Now, you may or may not have to take a pry bar, or like I did, I just took a 2x6 I had and I laid it right in here just like that. And I had my son, while it was laying on my shoulder, just kind of pick up on it. And it bent this up, not bent, but actually moved it, pulled pressure off of it just enough to let me get it through there and get this collar and this other bushing through there and then tighten it down. Everybody's application is going to be different. Somebody might get more threads than that out, but that is tight. I don't want it to go too tight because I don't want it to bind, and I also don't want to squish this urethane too much yet. Once I get it back on the ground and on its own weight, I'll check it and torque it from there. Specification says 20 foot-pound. But the funny part about that is it's kind of hard to torque this collar nut that they have. I mean, help me understand how you put a socket on that. Suspension guys, suspension dudes, do us a favor for these OBS trucks. Make that washer, make one of the washers on each side just a little bit smaller, just like an 1/8 inch less in diameter, so it'll slide in the bottom. And then for up here, give us another washer and a nut, and another one of those black collars that you got. It goes in between the other bushings, because this is really not a good design. Because how am I supposed to get in there with something to torque this to 20 foot-pounds? So, you know, I'm just going to tighten it until I feel something pop in my shoulder, and it should be okay. Now, I'm going to clean these rotors up a bit. I'm going to use a wire wheel on my drill. I'm going to mask it off some. I'm not really too much worried about brake pads and such, because they're getting pretty close. I'm going to do them probably next week or 2 or 3 or 10. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how work goes. And I just don't want them to look so bad behind my wheels right now, and they do look horrible. I want to clean them up a little bit, mask them off a little bit. And I'm going to blow some red caliper paint. I'm going to do the same thing with them drums. I mean, oh, they're horrible looking. So I get looking for my caliper paint, which I ordered several days ago, and got a notification that it was here. Yeah. And, well, not here nowhere. So my son tells me, well, there's still a box in the mailbox, Dad. Really? Why is it still in the mailbox? Because we didn't know what it was. I wonder. Yep, sounds like paint to me. So I decided to go with Rust-Oleum caliper paint. It is good up to 900 degrees. Fraffle noodles, whatever that letter means. So, give these to the kiddo and let him shake, rattle, and roll them up a little bit for me while I get some masking done and get them cleaned. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wire wheel them, blow them off, and then I'm going to squirt them down with brake clean. And I'm not worried about the rotor itself, the stopping surface, because I'll take some lacquer thinner when I'm done and wipe it off. So we're pretty much just going to get the calipers and the hub part of the rotors, and, you know, maybe the air cooling slots. We'll go ahead and get those out, painted, and just make it look a little better. I'm eventually going to put new rotors on this, and I'm going to do a disc brake conversion in the rear. So we'll get it figured out. Okay, so we tickled it a little bit with a wire wheel. I ain't trying to get perfect, you know. I'm just mainly worried about the caliper. Like I said, I'm replacing rotors and pads and stuff here soon. So now we're going to take a little brake cleaner and flood it, clean the dust and rust off. This will also get any grease that's accumulated around anything and make the tape stick a lot easier. And don't forget, guys, when y'all do this and you're cleaning that, turn your rotors. There's metal under there. It needs to be cleaned off just as well. And I'm not just talking about with the brake cleaner and paint. Do it while you're cleaning the rust off. Like I said, I'm not trying to do a perfect show quality job here. I'm just trying to make it look a little better. That way I don't have my wheels looking like doo-doo chunks because I got rusty calipers behind it. You know what I mean? Alright. Let me get you set back up on the stand here, and we're going to finish masking this off and squirt some paint on it. Now all I'm going to do is just use some of this 3M green masking tape. Usually I take like aluminum foil or something. You can get up in there really good. But aluminum foil is amazing for masking. You can crush it up into whatever you're trying to cover up, and it'll stay there. Especially if you're detailing the engine compartment. You can put it around your ignition wires, your distributor cap, your carburetor, and just mush it all around, and then pull it back from what you need, and then take your tape and finish up the rest of it and get a nice clean edge. Just makes things go a lot smoother. Like I said, once again, we're not going for perfect, just not so ugly and noticeable with the rusty caliper, you know? That's all I'm looking for. It's not a show truck, not by any means. It's a daily driver that I just want to try and make look decent, that's all. As long as you stick it up in there and push it away from your caliper, it'll be okay. I would normally tape off my lug nuts, threads, but I'm not focusing on this. It might get some on it. Like I said, when I come back with lacquer thinner and wipe off my stopping surface here, you know, I'll put a little something on that. I'm not too worried about this. It gets the hub-centric ring anyways, so, you know, it's going to be out away from it. Not out away from it, but I mean, it's going to be not touching the surface of the wheel, so I don't have to worry about cross-contamination. So, now, let's put some red on. Light coats, guys. Don't try to hammer it on. Don't try to make it all shiny and glossy in your first coat. It's not going to work. When you get back here, you can put it on a little heavier because you might still have some grease or something, you know? Yeah, and then fit it up, rusty rotors and calipers and such, you know. It's a little harder to get the paint to smooth out. So you put it on a little heavier. But start off lightly, just in case there's any grease or anything still. It'll kind of bridge the gap and keep it from fish-eyeing and bubbling. Screw it, we'll go ahead and put a little bit around there. It ain't gonna hurt these threads. And like I said, down in here, we'll hammer it on a little heavier. That way it'll smooth out. Alright, this over here should be kind of tacked up a little bit. I can tell by the way it is there that it's a little different color. But I want to go ahead and put another little coat on here. That way we got good coverage and it's a little smoother, a better gloss. And that's all I'm going to do with that. So now I'm going to get me a rag. My knee must have been in the way the whole time. I'll get me a rag and I'm going to clean off the stopping surface. And then pull this masking tape off and go ahead and put this wheel back on so I can go get the other side done. Alright, so we got that unmasked. And we're going to go ahead and pop this wheel back on now. No! Can't knock that over. Already looks so much better, you know. It ain't perfect, but for what I'm trying to achieve, that's a lot better than that old rusty rotor and caliper, you know. A lot better. Is it good enough for everybody else? Probably not, but I'm not everybody else. I'm myself. As long as I'm happy, that's all that matters. And same way with you guys. You do what makes you happy. It don't have to be perfect. As long as it makes you smile and you like it, that's all that matters. And usually if somebody hates on it and says something's nasty or gross or whatever, it means they're jealous, because you know what? They probably can't do it themselves. What am I doing here? I can't operate my fingers upside down like this. It's a little... There we go. I just got to figure out how to use my arm all contorted upside down there. I love his new impact wrench from Harbor Freight. I tell you, it's a pretty nice little unit. We'll see how it lasts. Here, give me some impact sockets. Really would like to have a nice set of lug nut sockets. It's got the nine. That way it don't. And I can put a little more ugly without worrying about it. That's torqued just fine now. Look at there. Much better. Well, I'm going to hop on that other side and we'll get it tore apart up in the air and get that other sway bar end link in there, and maybe I won't get rained out this time and I can show you the process a little better. Alright, so we got that end link on. Same process as the other side. A little fun, but we knew how to manage because we already did the other side. Tightened up, torqued, well, popped my shoulder. Got it masked off, wire wheeled, cleaned up, ready to put some red paint on that caliper and that rotor. But, I'll be right back. Need one of these. Reward yourself. You know, the benefits are amazing, see? It used to be flat like this, but too many of these, and it just does that now. At least it gives you a nice awning to park your, well, Ricky over there, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. Got to have a garage for your tool, you know? Let's go ahead and squirt some paint on here. Away. Oh, whoa. You didn't hear that, did you? It was that. Shut up, Rick. Well, we got paint on. I keep a little black around. This is just some old Rust-Oleum, the universal hammered black. You know, it's not the exact black, but it helps cover up boo-boos pretty quick, you know? Good enough for my house. Well, let that tack up a few minutes, and we'll take some lacquery thinnery and put it on a microfiber rag that my wife uses to wash dishes with, and I'll tell her I don't know what happened to it when she's looking for it later, and wipe it off of there and be all right. Now, there'll still be a little bit on there, but you know what? People say, oh, no, you know, when they get nothing on their brake pads, blah, 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 blah. You know, we're not doing mock Jesus. The pads are already seated. The rotors have already been broke in. You know, you just pull out the driveway and just kind of like ease on the brake a little bit and kind of glaze it a little bit. It'll burn it right off. Or get going down the highway and get it up to about 65 miles an hour and just kind of like ride your foot a little bit. And it'll just cook it right off of there. It's not going to do nothing. It's paint, guys. It's not welds. It's not bolts, screws, horse manure. I mean, think, you get dirt in there when you're off-roading. You know, it sits in the driveway after you haven't drove it for a few days and it gets a glaze of rust over it. You don't take it apart and sand it and remill it each time. It cuts itself off. So you'll be okay. In case you guys didn't notice, a fella took the pinstripes off. Got one of these fancy-dancy eraser wheels from TRC Global off of Amazon. And what you do, you put that in your drill. I got the old wire whiz wheel here on here. But you put it on there, and you hold it to the side, whichever way you're rotating, left or right. And basically, it just burns it off. And you only want enough pressure where it starts taking the pinstripe loose. Don't push on it so hard the paint gets hot and it leaves gouges or marks in it. Because then you're defeating your purpose. You may as well just took a flap wheel to it and just and took it off and then repaint it. But yeah, I took those off and I hit this fender and that door kind of tickled it a little bit with a buffer, and it's gonna wake it up really good. Guys, let me know. I mean, if I get enough views and enough likes and comments, you know, maybe I'll put together a how-to video and bring him back this old paint. Depends on what you guys say in the comments. Ricky, I hear you, so just shh. 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 I need another one of these. We're going to clean that up, throw that wheel back on, then we're going to get the back up. So, Christopher decided that the tow hooks... Wow, that hurt. You seen that? Holy shiitake mushrooms. That bounced right off my shin. Holy gravy. Oh, man. Mother, father, sewing britches. Did you see that? That hit me right in my shin, too. Oh, well, anyway, sorry about that. Rick, I'm sorry if somebody hit you in the eye. My bad. Broke my cold snap. Oh.
You got more.
Yeah, I know I got more, but... Yow! Always got more. Anyway, what we're going to do here, little man is going to paint these tow hooks because he thinks they're going to look good red. And that caliper paint is some pretty tough stuff. It's meant to go in the caliper and it gets hot and it withstands up to 900 degrees. So if we get going, Mock Jesus, and, you know, like the space shuttle re-entering the atmosphere, it gets hot, you know, maybe it'll protect these a little bit. So go to town, buddy. Go ahead, paint them up. Shake it a few times. And just do the light coats like I showed you. Well, you gotta stand that way our viewers and... Ricky, shut up. I'm gonna kick you out of here. Quit flapping your fart fluffer. Okay. No, back up 6 to 8 inches. There you go. Start at one end and then just follow. Start at one end. Back up 6 to 8 inches. And then just follow it. No, you're getting close. Stay back up here. You want me to do one and show you? All right. Always shake it good. Start at the end, 6 to 8 inches. Turn. Around. That side. Light coats is your best friend. Now we'll leave that alone. And we'll lift that tack up. And then we'll put another coat on shortly. And you want to try this one? You see how I did that, right? Just light coats, back away from it. Yep, there you go, just like that. Keep it that far away at all times. Pretend that if you move any further forward, that it's going to blow up. Oh, see what you got? Those are called runs. That's when you put it on way too heavy. You didn't keep moving fast enough. It takes time to learn. Back away. When you get close like that, that's when it'll run. No. See, don't squirt. Remember how when I sprayed that, I just kept it going the whole time until I stopped? And at the end, one motion, one pass. See how you got it coming down in there? It's just a tow hook. I don't care. So, just like I showed you. Do it. Just pretend you're me and just try to do it just like I did. Look at there. Oh my goodness, we got the next Carl Casper here. Back away, get too close. All right, now get your inside. Come over here to this side. See how the inside's black still? If it runs like it did over here, just hit it more and just let it run all the way off. Good deal. All right, let's let that tack up and then we'll come back and put another couple more coats on it. I gotta go potty. So, looks like he pretty much got it. Those look pretty good, son. You did a good job. I think those are going to look good on Project SS Calade. What do you think? You want to put them back on later?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Got it?
Yeah.
All right, let's check it out. We forgot to turn record on, but Christopher has his rear drum shot. He did a good job. Man, it looks good. I know, right? Dude, it looks good dance. Yeah, that's a look good dance. Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's get this one back together. Get the wheel back on there. Man, I wish I had my stuff from Rust-Oleum. Rust-Oleum's supposed to be sponsoring me with some turbo cans of their bed liner and undercoat. And I'm gonna do a rust proofing video on Project SS Calade and Wife's Yoda. That's the one we did the blackout on all the emblems and did the Amazon eBay facelift on. Well, we got another video coming soon because see those headlights? I don't like them. They won't aim right. So we're gonna pull them back out and I'm gonna rip them apart. And I am putting Morimoto projectors, painting the housings black. And it's getting angel eyes, demon eyes, and switchback strips. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content. All right, buddy, let's get that wheel back on and get the other one on off there and get it shot. So my boys decided to come out here and check everything out. And look what they found. We got a stray cat that showed up. And she's got kittens. What are they, about 6 days old now? 7 days? Their eyes
be
are
a
open,
week
so probably a week.
tomorrow.
Maybe a week, yeah. Look at this little cute little turd. Well, I'll be a biscuit baker. Oh, that one right there is just a mother, father sewing britches. Look at that. Look at his eyes. Or her eyes. Look. Oh, here's mommy. Come here and show mommy. Come here, AJ. Show mommy.
Go.
Show everybody on YouTube. Tell everybody on YouTube what mommy's name is, AJ.
Mika? Gracie.
What?
Gracie.
Mommy kitty. What's the mommy kitty's name? Here, say hi to everybody on YouTube. Say hi.
Hi.
What's the mommy kitty's name, buddy?
Gracie.
Yeah.
Oh.
You like Gracie?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think about Project SS Calade?
Good.
You want to go for a ride in and go cruise tomorrow?
Maybe.
You want to hit a power tour and hit Route 66 in it?
Come on, Gracie. Maybe.
Yeah? You think so?
I have to think.
How about you, Dominic?
Tomorrow, huh?
You want to do a power tour and Project SS Calade over the summer? Maybe hit Route 66 and go hang out? Go see all the good stuff? Sure?
Yeah.
Yeah? What about you, Christopher? Yes? No? Maybe?
Yes. I want to go.
You want to drive? You want beer too? 10 more years, man. What about you, babe? You want beer?
No, I don't want any beer.
Oh, man. You.
Whiskey, man.
I'm just going to take the boys and we'll drink beer. Whiskey? You want to get whiskey bent in hell bound. All right, guys. We got everything painted, everything back together. Rain has been stopping us. I know y'all see it dripping and dropping. But that's all right. I got my son out here, Dominic. Say hi.
Hi.
He's out here helping me get finished up. We're gonna put these tools away and we're gonna put her back down on the ground and we're gonna get cleaned up and we're gonna take it for a test drive and see how those new sway bar end links work. Everything looks so much better painted. Get rid of that old rusty crap. But you guys see how these fenders, I mean, it's wet, but see how much better that shine is. I hit that door and hit that fender, but look here. See how dull, foggy, and hazy? Yeah. These taillights are going next. And then I'm gonna make my custom headlights for this too. But I got those Morimoto projectors and switchbacks and LEDs to put in the Toyota probably next weekend. Then we're gonna work on this one. Billet grill, do the headlights, tow hooks, and be good to go. We're going to get this thing put back together and get out of this rain. And this will be the end of this episode. And y'all have a good week. And y'all take care. And you know what? God bless.